Hey there, I'm going to be taking a look today at Pixel Puzzle 2 Anime. It is exactly like it sounds. It is a jigsaw puzzle game where all the pictures are anime pictures. Imagine that. Let's take a look at the title screen here where you do the puzzle select. You can see I've unlocked about a third of the puzzles so far. The number on the picture shows how many different pieces the puzzles are, with some of the smaller ones being around 60. I think the largest one I completed was about 250. So once you've picked a puzzle, it will briefly flash up a picture of it before it disappears, and then from there the jigsaw pieces are just sort of floating around in the background. You've got different options you can choose, such as changing the color of the mat there. You can zoom in if you need. There is a little puzzle tray on bottom you can bring up if you need to. And you have the option to shuffle around the pieces, which is actually quite helpful. You also have the ability to use special features based on the meter on the left-hand side, which is filled up by that little floating fairy there in the right-hand corner. It's filled up as you start doing putting together pieces, and it's also filled up just as time passes on. Some of the abilities include flashing up another picture of the puzzle like you saw when you first started. You have the ability to, it'll rotate a puzzle piece for you to show you exactly which way it should be oriented, and a few other little things. So, as with most puzzles, the easiest way to do it is just go ahead and try and find the corner pieces, and then try and find all the edge pieces. So if you're watching this video, you probably already like anime, and maybe you're on the fence about whether or not you want to do a jigsaw puzzle on the PC. It is a bit of an odd concept, but at the same time it's also oddly relaxing. I do enjoy this title, but I'm going to start off with the one glaring negative thing about it, and that is the fact that you can't see a picture of the puzzle you're trying to put together. The only way you can see it is to fill up that meter on the left-hand side, and then use your power-up so you can briefly see it flashed up on the board again. And that just doesn't make any sense to me. When I was doing these puzzles, for these smaller puzzles, you can kind of get away with flashing a picture every now and then and trying to put it together. But once you get to the puzzles that are 100 pieces or more, it just doesn't work out. The pieces don't make any sense without having a reference picture. So what I did for when I was playing it was I would actually take a screenshot of it and have it open on my second-hand monitor. And I don't really think of that as cheating, because if you're putting together a regular jigsaw puzzle, you normally have the box in front of you so you can see a picture of the puzzle. So it's not really cheating, it's just that's how you know where to put the pieces. But I'm able to get away with not using it for this smaller puzzle. So the way it works is the pieces will snap into place once you get them into the correct position. You can see here I've already got the 4 corner pieces laid out, and I'm going to try and find the side pieces next. The ability to shuffle around all the pieces at once comes in really handy. You've got the fairy on the right hand side who gives some commentary, which oddly enough I didn't get annoyed by. It never really grated on me. Some of it was kind of funny. It is helpful when she fills up the meter for you, especially on some of the larger puzzles. So as you're starting to fill it up, it's hard to describe, but there's almost a meta to putting together the puzzle pieces, because since this isn't in your hand and you can't tactilely feel if puzzle pieces are locking together right, the way a lot of these will work is if you get the puzzle piece just in the generic vicinity of where it needs to go, it will snap into place. Like you can see me kind of just sliding this piece around the top here. That's me trying to figure out where it snaps into place, and it snapped in right there. And it's a little bit different, but I found it necessary for completing these larger puzzles. So this particular puzzle I'm putting together took about 15 minutes. Some of the large ones I've done have taken up to an hour, just depending on the complexity of it. I will say that all the puzzles they pick, they make sense. There are background elements in the picture that help you line up the puzzles. So there was some thought that went into picking them out. So you won't have a spot where you just can't figure out where a puzzle piece should go because everything's the same color. There's always some sort of background line or something in the foreground that'll make each piece different. This is a game just to play while you're enjoying your coffee in the morning. Very relaxing. If you're not into anime, if you're not into puzzles, there's really nothing here I can sell you on. This game is bundled fairly often for just a couple bucks, and there are some other ones that are by the same developer. They've got some bird puzzles, they've got a Japan puzzle, and they obviously have an anime puzzle one, which I have actually not seen bundled before. So if you enjoy puzzles and anime, I highly encourage you to check this out. I'm going to finish up the video letting you see some pictures of the final puzzles. Enjoy.
Alright, puzzle time, let's go! The gallery is where we keep all the pictures to view at any time. Spoilers ahead,